Hello, I'm Aerin Johnson, and welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, January 24th, for our first show of the semester. Tonight, we find out about a fire that happened on campus today. We also see some recent changes to Truman's admissions process and a recent student workers raise. Later, we have this Truman Sports Update. These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this. A fire broke out in the Delaney Baldwin complex this afternoon. The fire was on the north end of the complex and does not seem to have extended past its boundaries. Both the Kirksville Fire Department and Truman Police Department responded to the incident. Truman Media Network's KTRM and public radio station, KKTR, have transmitter equipment located in another building in the complex. Chief operator for both stations, Mark Smith, says that KTRM remained on air throughout the incident, but KKTR was off. He says it was determined that the outage was not related to the fire. Be sure to follow updates on the story on tmn.truman.edu. Kirksville City Council member Richard Detweiler died Sunday, January 13th at age 64. He was serving his fourth term on the council. He was first elected in April 2008 and served 4 non-consecutive years as mayor. Detweiler also served on the Kirksville Airport and Transportation Commission as a city representative. The city of Kirksville announced his death on Monday the 14th. Detweiler's seat will be up for re-election in April during the municipal elections, which would have been the end of his current term. His seat on the council will remain vacant until then. Truman State University has adopted a new automatic admissions process through which qualified students can be accepted faster. This comes after Truman brought in SimWorks consultants to look at how Truman could improve its operations. Gina Morin says Jim Black, CEO and president of SimWorks, asked why the admissions office required an essay when the majority of students that fit specific qualifications will be admitted automatically. She says the office looked through previous years' data and found 99.5% of students eligible for automatic scholarships were admitted, and it would save time to automatically admit these students. Applicants will no longer be required to submit an essay unless they want to compete in the competitive scholarship process. The admissions process will now allow students to receive information on Truman in a few days rather than 2 to 3 weeks. Truman State University matched Missouri's new minimum wage of $8.60 per hour, leading to a student workers who's receiving a raise. Dave Rector, Vice President for Administration, Finance, and Planning, says Truman did not have to opt for this increase, but it would have been unfair for students workers not to receive this raise. By passing the ballot measure in the middle of the fiscal year, Truman is able to plan for the increased expense in the upcoming budget. Rector predicts a few areas on campus that have student workers will cut back on hours and jobs. The semester has been affected by lowering scholarship hour requirements to 58 instead of the usual 60. Truman State University's Political Science Department is in the process of changing its name. The goal is to change the name to the Department of Political Science and International Relations. They are aiming for the change to take effect next fall. Randy Haggerty, the department chair, says the name change will better reflect the wide array of study this department offers to students. The name change also better reflects the background of the faculty. Haggerty says half of the staff have specializations in international and comparative politics. He says he doesn't think there will be any problems passing the name change. The Index contacted 53 universities associated with JED Campus, an initiative aimed at improving mental wellness, to gather information on the Foundation's relationships with universities and its effect on mental health. Of the 10 universities that responded, 3 said being affiliated with JED Campus has had no noticeable effect on student suicide numbers, while others reported that it is too difficult to see whether JED's efforts had an impact. Lee Swan, the JED campus director, said the program began in 2013, so there is not enough data to analyze and determine if the program has helped campuses. The Index had requested the raw data of the Healthy Mind Survey, a mental wellness survey for the student body, and received summarized versions of the results. The raw data is being withheld until the completion of the JED committee report. After the break, stay tuned for the Truman Sports Update. But before all that, let's take a look at this week's forecast.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Despite losing 2 wrestlers from an already short-handed roster, the Truman wrestling team competed in 4 meets at the end of winter break. The team achieved its first individual first-place finish of the season. The Bulldogs had a rough start, barely qualifying to compete this season after their budget was eliminated last April, and losing most of the team to graduation and transfers. Despite these setbacks, the team ended their winter break early and have been back in the gym since New Year's Eve. The team competed throughout the Midwest over break, taking losses against Hannibal LaGrange University and Marion University from Indiana. Head coach David Shooter says he expects the team to peak at regionals, but until then, they are plan on keeping a positive attitude and are excited to face the tough competition at the GLVC conference. The team will travel to Lorcas University in Dubuque, Iowa on Saturday. During the Truman State University Bulldogs swim meet, the team faced Washington University St. Louis in a 1-to-1 split, with the women's team beating the Bears 133 to 129, while the men lost 85 to 170. Following the meet, the Bulldogs have begun preparation for the Great Lakes Valley Conference on February 6th. The team's goals include returning to their second-place spot from the 2016-2017 season and staying mentally prepared to compete. The GLVC conference will run from Wednesday, February 6th to Saturday, February 9th. Squaring up against their conference opponents, the Bulldogs are looking to put a strong finish on their season. Over the break, women's basketball head coach Amy Egan reached her 102nd win, with the Bulldogs making her the winningest coach in the history of Truman's women's basketball program. Egan gave credit for her success to the various student athletes and Truman faculty who worked along her side over the years. She stressed the importance of keeping good company regardless of the situation. She says the various connections between her and her athletes push the team to perform better and achieve success as a whole. The Bulldogs will host University of Illinois Springfield and McCountry University today and Saturday. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Be sure to stay tuned after the break.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM, pick up a copy of the Index, and look at Detour Magazine's latest adventure online. Don't forget to check out our news content on tmn.truman.edu, and you can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN TV on YouTube. If you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.